Right, we're going to start with the nation. 16 states to Supreme Court, bar EFCC, NIFIU from probing our accounts. OPL 245, Italian prosecutors convicted for hiding documents in NHL Nigeria trial. Wike blames violence on Fubara's refusal to obey court. Oba of Benin asked Akwa-Ibom to fulfill campaign promises in Edo. Depositors' funds safe in bank, says CBN. Lagos rejects order on VIO. 5 dead, 15 rescued in Lagos boat accident. And $50 billion investment coming to all sectors, says Lokobiri. Okay, which story are we starting with?
I have the headline, the major headline. So the Supreme Court is set to determine the powers of EFCC to investigate states. And it has scheduled a hearing for October 2022. They said 16 state governments are challenging the constitutionality of the law that establishes the EFCC. So the states that are in court are the Anambra, Benue, Cross River, Enugu, Edo, Kogi, and Kebbi states. Co-plaintiffs are Katsina, Jigawa, Nasarawa, Niger, Ondo, Oyo, Ogun Plateau, and Sokoto states. So these 16 states are contending that the Constitution is supreme and that any law that is inconsistent with it is a nullity. So what are their issues? So according to them, the EFCC Act as currently enacted could not be applied to states that never approved of it. The plaintiffs want the court to hold that any institution so established, such as the EFCC, should be regarded as an illegal body. Some of the reliefs that's being sought after is that declaration that the federal government, through the NFIU or any other agency, lacks the power to issue any directive, guideline, advisory, or any instrument, however called, for the administration and management of funds belonging to a state, and so many others. But the cocoa of the matter is that they do not believe that EFCC is a body that has been instituted to, is an illegal body, because the way it was instituted, it did not have their buy-in. And according to the Constitution, they have the state would have had to have, given their sort of their consent, to that body. So it does not have the power to go through their accounts, investigate them, or anything. So we're going to be hearing this case starting October 2022, and we'll see how this pans out. I mean, it's been how many years of the EFCC since we've had it, and it has been investigating states back and forth. Hide. So exactly. We're going to see.
Okay, so another story.
Yeah, so we have the 5 feared dead in the Lagos boats collision. They said at least 5 people are feared dead after 2 passenger boats capsized in Lagos on Monday night. They said the boats caved in after a collision around 7 p.m. at Imore Lagoon, going towards Badagry side. They said Dr. Olufemi Oke said both boats had 25 persons on board. The fiber boats had 15 passengers, including the captain, while the wooden boat had 10. They said these boats they were not registered. I also said that fortunately all passengers on board one of the boats were rescued safely. However, 5 passengers from the wooden boat sustained injuries and were hospitalized. And they said a few individuals remain accounted for. They are still looking for some of them that are still in the water. He said those rescued had injuries and were rushed to the Naval Town Hospital in Ojo for medical attention. Let's just hope that find the cops.
So the Lagos state government has said that the High Court judgment barring VIOs as the vehicle inspection services from contravening and imposing fines on vehicles owner does not apply in the state, according to the ruling at the Federal Capital Territory. There was the Transportation Commissioner Oluwaseun Oshiemi explained yesterday that ruling in FCC that bars VIO from imposing fines and stopping the vehicle doesn't apply in Lagos. And in Lagos State has a law. Let me see, a local law. It says, trying to get the one in Lagos State, the judgment of the Federal High Court. There's a Lagos State of that. Oh, I'm trying to get the exact. Okay, there's Lagos State TSRL 2018. It's the Lagos State Transport Sector Reform. It allows for VIOs in the state to actually impound and fine vehicles that are contravening laws. So that ruling in Abuja does not affect Lagos State. That's pretty much what the Fed is saying.
Okay, so I want to take the story about the Lagos State House of Assembly and the Alimosho chairman. So there's been a bit of clash because the Lagos State House of Assembly suspended the chairman of the Alimosho local government. Jelili Sulaiman, and they said it was based on misconduct that they alleged they carried out. He, however, has gone to the High Court, the Lagos State High Court, to sue the State Assembly for infringing on the local government. I said, considering that they just signed the local government autonomy law, that what the State Assembly is doing is wrong. The State Assembly has replied to say that if the state constituted the body that governs the local government within Lagos State, how can they not then be able to chastise or correct and admonish what is going on there? So it's a back and forth between Alimosho local government and the Lagos State Assembly. Both of them are in court to see how to resolve the issue legally. However, the new person has been made, the vice chairman of the Alimosho local government has been appointed to serve in his place while they are waiting the judgment from the court.
Okay, the Punch. Excuse me. Akatos to begin direct Dangote petrol purchase. FG shops for pump sex from 8 states. Stop crude-for-loan deals, Dangote tells government. Violence for Barra orders probe. Wiki alleges disobedience to court orders. OT faction loses as court declares Abure local LP chair. Rescues Kom Lagoon for 5 missing boat passengers. South Korean investors planning for Nigerian refineries, says federal government. An FG31 member panel to begin talks with ASU. Okay, let's take one story for the break. Okay,
the President of Dangote Group has said that Nigeria needs to stop mortgaging crude oil to ensure the availability of feedstock for local refineries. So this, he said during the summit that was organized by Crude Oil Refinery Owners Association of Nigeria in Lagos. He says it was unfortunate that while countries like Norway are putting oil proceeds into future funds, you know, through national wealth funds, Nigeria and African countries are spending oil proceeds in the future. And he says that, you know, okay, so Punch is saying that they had, October 4th, they had, you know, reported that the NNPCL had pledged 272,500 barrels per day of crude oil through the series of crude-for-loan deals, which totaled $8.86 billion. And that means they're pledging 272,500 barrels daily, you know, and that's no small amount of crude. And so, anyway, it's just...
It's not about that we have to get what we want. Because
we're spending the future.
But we're spending into the future.
Like we're spending years into the future. Like our children will not have anything to collect from the crude.
I get what you're saying is that we had to do it because that was what we had. You know, to get the...
Yeah, have it,
definitely. It's because we had mismanaged everything, and that's why we found ourselves...
Exactly, yeah. So that's...
We have spent present, now we are spending future.
Where are we? Let's go on a break. It's not a hot topic. I'm just trying to think of it. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.